Submerged chest-deep in the African lake, this mature buffalo seeks immediate relief from a severe, exhausting parasite infestation.
The cooling water provides some temporary comfort. However, his heavily wrinkled skin carries a burden, requiring a specialized solution.
A school of small fish is drawn to the massive buffalo. They detect his submerged legs in the water.
These agile aquatic cleaners immediately swarm the buffalo's submerged lower half, searching out the numerous, huge, plump ticks. With incredible precision, the fish systematically pick away the stubborn parasites from creases the buffalo cannot reach. The buffalo remains perfectly still, surrendering his heavily infested lower body to the diligent, hungry school of fish.
Deep under the surface, hundreds of tiny fish mouths work tirelessly. They ensure every hidden crevice around the buffalo's heavy hooves is meticulously scoured clean.
This remarkable underwater partnership highlights a perfect evolutionary balance. The buffalo's burden becomes a crucial feast for the ecosystem.
The meticulous cleaning process is abruptly interrupted. Small FIH detect heavy, rhythmic vibrations echoing through the water. A breeding herd of African elephants marches directly into the shallows, disrupting the tranquility of the buffalo's cleaning station. Massive elephant trunks plunge into the water, churning the soft bottom and pulling up thick clouds of dark, heavy silt. The once clear water transforms into an opaque, muddy slurry, blinding the small fish and forcing them to scatter. Trapped in the rising turbidity, the aquatic cleaners abandon their host, diving straight toward the safety of deeper aquatic vegetation. Deprived of his vital cleaning crew, the old buffalo slowly turns away from the chaotic shallows, wading toward the shoreline. The buffalo drags his massive frame onto the grassy bank, his coat slick with mud. His parasite relief is cut short. The savanna always provides alternatives. A flock of red-billed Oxpeckers quickly descends from nearby thorny acacia branches. These agile Oxpeckers land directly on the buffalo's wet back, targeting the remaining parasites clinging to his upper body.
With sharp, specialized beaks, the Oxpeckers meticulously part the coarse hair, extracting deeply embedded ticks from his neck.
Oxpeckers easily reach sensitive areas around the ears and spine, continuing the essential work that the fish originally started. The buffalo lowers his heavy head, tolerating the sharp claws and pecking as the Oxpeckers scour his broad, wet flanks. The focused grooming abruptly stops when the Oxpeckers raise their heads, alarmed by a low rumbling sound across the plain.
A mixed herd of frantic wild beasts and zebras surges toward the water, kicking up choking clouds of dry dust.
Hundreds of desperate animals crash violently into the shallow lake, churning the mud further as they drink their fill.
The overwhelming stampede ensures the water remains murky, keeping the small fish trapped safely in the deep, quiet zones.
Recognizing the escalating chaos, the buffalo silently retreats from the shoreline, moving onto the open grassland to graze peacefully.
As the midday heat intensifies across the savanna, the sun forces the Oxpeckers to retreat into the shaded tree canopy.
Left alone with the parasites, the buffalo approaches an acacia tree to find mechanical relief against the rough bark.
The buffalo leans his immense weight against the trunk, scraping his neck and shoulders to dislodge the stubborn ticks.
Shifting his stance, the buffalo grinds his flank against the wood, leaving behind clumps of hair and crushed parasites. The coarse bark acts as nature's scrubbing brush, allowing the buffalo to reach irritations across his back. Seeking a different angle, the buffalo moves toward a granite boulder, rubbing his heavy chest against the stone.
The buffalo leverages his powerful body against the rock, tearing away dried mud and embedded parasites from his stomach.
The intensive scratching leaves his hide heavily marked with debris as dark storm clouds rapidly gather on the horizon.
A sudden gust of wind sweeps across the tall grass, signaling the arrival of a powerful afternoon thunderstorm.
Torrential rain instantly hammers the savanna, washing thick layers of red dirt down the banks and into the lake.
The natural shower effectively rinses away the loosened mud, dead skin, and crushed ticks from his rubbing. As the water flows off his massive frame, his dark coat becomes cleaned. The lake itself remains brown and murky.
An hour later, the heavy downpour ceases, leaving behind a freshly washed savanna. The muddy lake slowly begins to settle.
Guided by instinct and lingering irritation, the clean buffalo slowly navigates back toward his resting spot in the water. The buffalo steps cautiously into the calm shallows, assuming his stationary pose as the sediment sinks to the bottom. As the water clears, the hidden school of fish detects his presence and slowly emerges from the aquatic weeds. The fish eagerly resume their abandoned task, swarming his legs and belly to pluck off the stubborn parasites. The aquatic team works with renewed, frantic energy, completing the crucial lower body cleaning interrupted earlier.
As the golden light of late afternoon bathes the savanna, the buffalo finally steps out of the calm water. Patiently waiting on nearby branches, the oxpeckers recognize their opportunity and swoop down toward the massive buffalo. The oxpeckers land swiftly on his drying back, launching a final inspection to catch any ticks the fish missed.
Working in sequence, the oxpeckers provide a comprehensive defense mechanism, essential for the buffalo's survival. As the golden hour fades into twilight, the refreshed buffalo wanders away from the lake to rejoin his distant herd. The water grows perfectly still, the oxpeckers retreat to the trees. This cycle of mutual survival peacefully concludes.